Welcome back to the bench and the bleachers. As always, I'm your host, Keanen Tregaskis, joined by my co-host, Alex Tanaka. Bit of a slower week, but the main headline of the week, obviously, Jac Caglianone called up a year after being drafted. Alex called it last week. Bit of an underwhelming opening series against St. Louis, but it's his first series in the MLB. What do you expect from the guy? Had a nice double this morning, got robbed of a hit. I think it was his first at-bat by Victor Scott in center field, an amazing play. But, yeah, it's the first series. Get things started for him.
Yeah, look, don't look at the stats too much here.
Yeah.
If you look at the exit velo, he was making solid contact, and there aren't many guys who come up and in their first, 12, 13 plate appearances, they're not striking out. He's putting the bat on the ball every single time, and the ball's exploding off of his bat, right? Like Addison Barger from the Toronto Blue Jays is a great example on if you consistently make hard contact, good things are going to start happening for you. So I'd be very encouraged because he's clearly seeing the ball very well out of the hand. He can hit major league stuff. He's getting bat on ball, and really, like, exit velo stuff is super encouraging. So I think he's going to get better as the year goes on. And now, I mean, if the Royals trade for Cedric Mullins, I will go to the casino because I said they're going to call up Caglianone.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens if they can trade for Mullins, which is going to be a bit more complicated.
Yeah.
But I've really liked the way that I've liked the way that he's adjusted. And come up and debut adjusted. He's adjusted to Major League life, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, 3 strikeouts today, but that was the second game of a doubleheader, so you can put a little asterisk beside
He was
that.
tired.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. You're not going to be prepared for an MLB doubleheader the moment.
And everybody strikes out. Strikes out,
Exactly.
Except Jac Caglianone in his first couple games.
Yeah, the first 2 games, like you said, lots of contact.
Hard contact.
Bigger news, the biggest news of the week, because this is huge. This is a huge story. The Colorado Rockies won their first series. Not only did they win it, they swept the Miami Marlins, getting up to 12 wins on the season. If this were the NFL year, oh wow, 12 wins, amazing. But this is MLB. They are 12-42, something like that now.
Yeah, they're around there. Did you see Austin Gomber's comments?
No.
Well, he was talking about Bud Black and the transition to Schaefer, and he goes, "Yeah, to be honest, we weren't really competitive at the start of the year." I'm like, "Not really competitive? That is the undersell of the fucking century. We weren't really competitive. You were literally, not figuratively, historically uncompetitive. You were historically uncompetitive at the start of the year. Now they've been in some games and they're starting to win a little bit, but I have a hard time pinning the issues on Bud Black."
You cannot blame a manager, a hitting coach, a pitching coach for any of this. Unless they're actively going to the front office going, "Hey, don't sign anyone. We don't want to win."
Which I don't think they were.
No.
I think they were saying, "Give me some guys.
Please, give me some guys. This is my job."
Well, yeah, and I mean, I'm sorry, but for them to say we weren't really competitive, you weren't really fucking anything except pathetic.
Yeah.
Not really competitive is, again, a huge unsell.
Surprisingly, though, they have not allowed the most runs in the MLB.
What?
The Athletics.
Give me 3 guys. Oh,
Who are you going to say?
You never give me 3 guesses. I would have guessed them second after Baltimore.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
But
yeah, the
Baltimore's
Athletics
pen hasn't been that bad. The rotation's been a joke.
Yeah. But it's the Athletics, and they went on a 1-18 run the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, their pitching's been, the offense has pretty much been along, but the pitching's been horrible. I watched the Jays fucking smoke them.
Oh, dude, those were insane. The Jays' offense that series.
Oh, the Jays' offense is back, people. That's what you need to know. The Jays' offense is back. The Jays are back.
The Jays are back. How back are they?
8. They're so fucking back, all right? They're right back in this thing. They've won 7 of 8. The Bats came alive today. They won, I think, a 9-1 or something. They're playing really well. They're right there for a wild card spot. They're giving me hope. And, as everybody knows, it's the hope that kills you, right? But they put a beating on Luzardo today. Your guy, your boy, Jesus Luzardo.
My guy, yeah. Yeah, we can get into that a little later.
Yeah, we'll talk about your love of him.
We can... Yeah, we can talk about how bad he was these past few weeks, but we got some good news here. And we can put it on hold for a minute because this is something that's, as far as we know, not going to happen for a couple of years, but historic amazing White Sox owner Jerry Reinsdorf has agreed to a sale pact to sell the team sometime between 2029 and 2034. He's got like 4 years to take his words back, and it wouldn't surprise me if he does, but we can
No,
cling
he
on
would
to
lose
this
a lot
hope
of
for
money.
now.
He would lose a lot of money if he took his words back.
But it's also like how much of his ego is going to get in the way.
But like, what ego? I don't think this isn't the Bulls for him. This is the White Sox. I think he's probably like he's getting older. He probably would rather have a stack of money than a bunch of headaches about a shitty baseball team, right? Like, I think this is good. I mean, this is good news. They're selling to who are they selling to? Ishtia or whatever.
Ishbia.
Ishbia. He owns the Suns, right?
I believe so.
Completely delusional.
Yeah,
Honestly, guys, look, Ishbia is like the best kind of bad owner because he's not really a bad owner. He's just an idiot, but he's willing to spend money and shit. But like, he's kind of an idiot. Oh, you know what? No, I'm thinking of Ishbia, who's like the GM of the Suns, the Phoenix Suns. You know that guy? Hold on, sorry, Ishbia. Let me go to Google. Ishbia, Matt Ishbia, I think is his name.
yeah.
No, is he the owner? Because he's like, yeah.
Justin Ishbia is the minority owner.
Complete idiot running the Suns into the ground. That's for all the basketball heads out there. But no, look, Reinsdorf has to go. It's that simple because the organization has tried everything else. They've tried new GMs. They've tried new players, new managers, new hitting staff, new pitching staff. None of it has worked. The owner's not really spending money. The fizzle of the past 5 years for them is pretty embarrassing. It's time they moved on, and it's nice to see that Reinsdorf is selling. I don't like this 5-year weird structure. Just sell the team and be done with it. Because do you really think his heart's going to be in it until then? Like, no, he's just going to be kind of stuck on autopilot. I think he should sell.
Well, it is a little more complicated than just I'm holding on to it for 5 years.
Well, no, because that's when he starts the sale. But
yeah, because Ishbia is going to be a limited partner for this year and next year, being able and
he's
paying off some of
build up
the
equity in the team, right?
yeah, paying off some of the existing debt and supporting their ongoing operations. So even during this time of Reinsdorf being the main owner, there will be more cash flow because the Ishbias are going to be minority like partners for the time being until a presumed sale does happen and then they obviously take full control. So
I wouldn't be surprised if the HBOs have pretty much close to total control now. Like, we can say Reinsdorf's still the owner, but I wouldn't be shocked if he's just not a puppet, but just kind of like Ishbia's lapdog. Because, I mean, really, Reinsdorf is not going to be making a lot of decisions that he's not running by Ishbia right now because Ishbia has to protect the future of the team. So
there's about 20-25 teams that selling it this way would be better, but the White Sox are like, yeah, get Reinsdorf out of there.
Yeah, like just get Jerry the hell out of there. Have him focus on ruining the Bulls.
Yeah. The MLB will try to implement the ABS system during next year, but sounds like it's going to be delayed another year.
The players don't like it.
Yeah. It looked
literally the reason is players don't like it. They think it's
It
stupid.
is the reason, but it looked good in the spring training from what we saw of it, and it would definitely help with some of these awful strikeout calls, which we've seen this year.
I don't mind them. I don't mind them. I think in 162 games, you need some variance.
You do need variance, but I think it would help with the majority of the fan base, like the majority of MLB baseball fans.
The majority of the fan base are a bunch of idiots.
True.
We don't negotiate with terrorists. No, we just no. Let the human it's stupid. Why even have umpires on the realistically? If you're gonna do this, why do there need to be umpires on the field? There's no point. There's literally no point because you can just have a sign on the screen say fair or foul. You can have something buzz if it's a strike or not. There's no point. I want to see humans judging humans. I don't want to see some weird strike zone that I fully or don't even fully understand where it is for every hitter. Like, does the zone move if it's Altuve compared to Judge? Even if it does, I think it's kind of stupid and it removes part of why we love sports. Like, in 20 years, we may just be watching robots play against each other. I don't want to see that. I want to see humans refereeing. I want to see people make mistakes. I'm sorry, but I know it's easy to jump on the back of a couple bad calls on Twitter, and I'm not saying this is what you're doing, but it's what a lot of people do. They're like, we need to get this out of baseball right now. It's like when the NHL snap reacted to the Matt Duchene offside goal, and now we're having guys like literally a frame like
Yeah.
this. It doesn't matter. It has no effect on the game.
No,
Like
no. If that's how they're calling the ABS when it gets implemented, that
that's
is
how they will be
ridiculous.
calling it. How else will
Oh
they
yeah,
be using it?
they've got a year to fix that. If this is
They can
like
fix
it
it.
is going forward. Here's the thing: like you can hate it all you want, but it is going to happen. It's going
I
to be
know.
used.
I know. They can fix it by fucking pulling a Ron Swanson and throwing it in the trash. Like, I think it should just be one challenge a game. You get one for like for the obvious, but don't make it
Yeah,
3 or 5 because then it becomes 5 or 10.
I
Just
thought it
make
was
it one.
two.
It was this spring though,
That's true. Okay.
so I think it should just be one.
I would you say that if you get that right, you keep the challenge though?
No,
No.
I think that's the dumbest thing ever. If you get it right, like why? No, you don't get like one wrong challenge. You get one challenge.
Hmm.
I don't. That's another rule that I don't like. I think. Oh, you got me going. I just don't like all the stoppages. I don't like stoppages. I think just play on and get going. Suck it up.
What if it's like an atrocious call?
If only you had a challenge. If only there was. If only again, just get it right with your challenge. I can remember a lot of games with one bad call. I don't remember a lot with two bad calls only hitting one team.
Yeah, you would have loved sports in the '80s, hey?
No, people think that. No, getting going again. I just don't like this nostalgia farming that people do. And like, yeah, the umpires were better then. No, they weren't. No, they weren't.
No,
Umpires
they
are
weren't.
better now. Like umpires have like it's people who think the world was better when they were younger, but they were just younger. And life is better when you're younger. So obviously sports are going to be better. So look, we need to be focused on going forward. Yes, we're going to have the ABS system in. I'm okay with the one challenge, but if we start doing 3 to 5, it's in the next 5 years it'll just be every call is going to be like that, which I don't want. I would rather every call be by a human than every call be made by the robot.
Well, it could be like the NFL thing with the challenging pass interference. So you test it out in the regular season, everyone realizes they hate it and it doesn't really help and then it's gone.
We should just allow Patrick Mahomes to die. That's the solution.
This is how off topic we're getting.
I don't care. I'll talk for 15 minutes about how much I hate Patrick Mahomes. And his brother. His brother sucks too.
Yeah. All right, I'll keep this moving.
Yeah,
I know you're a busy
get us
man.
back on track. I'm sorry. I've had a long week at work, everybody.
Yeah, I know you're a busy man. Were you able to see the Red Sox Angels benches clear before their game?
No. What happened?
That little beef. Tyler Anderson, Angels pitcher, accused, I believe it was the Red Sox bench coach, of stealing signs from them in Tyler Anderson's previous start. They exchanged some words, told each other to fuck off, fuck you, and then everyone converges during the warm-ups. People are just taking BP, benches cleared, no fighting, but there's just a nice scrum in there. No umpires there to try and separate it. But this is not something you see, and it didn't amount to anything in the game either, which is the weird part. Like normally you would
That's weird.
expect someone to charge the mound second or third inning.
That is very strange. I'm not shocked that the Red Sox have been accused of stealing signs, though. We all know who their coach is, so. For those of you who are uninformed, it's Alex Cora, who was instrumental in the 2017 Astros sign stealing thing. But yeah, it is a bit weird, but maybe the Red Sox are just kind of down right now. Maybe they just don't want to start a fight. They need to focus on baseball.
They also could have used something to get them going.
Bit of a spark, yeah.
Yeah.
They've been kind of looking for a spark all season, though. They've been very flat, haven't they? Doesn't it feel like they've been very flat?
That would be the Red Sox way to find a spark, too.
Well, I mean, I remember like.
When are the Yankees in town next?
Well, you know those Boston Townies are going to be out in full force. Fuck you! Go back to New York. You know they're going to be out there in full force. But the Red Sox, they've left the door open for the Jays, and the Jays are climbing through it.
And the Rays, too.
The Rays, they're going to fade, Keanen. Let's be honest. The Rays are going to fade.
Yeah, they demoted your boy Chandler Simpson.
Bullshit. I cannot believe they demoted Chandler Simpson. Makes
He
no
was
sense.
other than like hitting for power, which is not what he was supposed to do. He was doing everything else well.
Yeah,
making
and he was
contact,
getting a
stealing
lot better in
bases.
his past 10 games. He was hitting the ball really well. I don't get it at all.
It
Makes
has
no
to be some kind of team control thing that the Rays are trying to
I think it's
manipulate.
because the person they like Simpson still has three options left, and they had to demote someone, and the other guy didn't have any options left. I think that's how it shook out.
Yeah.
Stupid baseball rules, garbage, garbage, garbage. Probably a good thing in the long run, but since I don't understand it, I don't like it. You know.
You worded it.
But
That's the way every fan should say
yeah,
it.
that's every sports fan ever. Yeah, it's probably a good thing, but I don't understand it, so I don't like it.
It doesn't make sense right now,
So
so
it's
it's bad.
stupid. So it's stupid.
It's
But,
stupid.
but like he'll be back up in no time.
Yeah.
He's a
Uh,
great player. Next year he'll be an all-star.
yeah. My Atlanta Braves and their struggling offense have called up. Who's going to fix the offense? Could you guess who they called up during this?
Give me five guesses.
You got five guesses.
Five guesses. Okay. Andrew Jones, senior.
No.
Chipper Jones.
I wish.
Jason Hayward.
I'll give you a hint. He's not a hitter.
What? Is it
I
Tim
know.
Hudson?
No.
Is it Julio Teheran?
Incorrect. It is Braves legend Craig Kimbrell.
Yeah, that's gonna make them hit with runners in scoring position.
That's going to make Michael Harris turn it around.
Was Michael Harris? Was he a flash in the pan? Is that the way to say it, or was Michael Harris real?
He was so, like, his rookie year was so good.
But
Like,
now,
it was legit so good. Like,
but
it's
but
frustrating. Because yesterday, he had at-bats in both the 8th and ninth inning with runners in second and third, and then the bases loaded. Do you know what he did?
no. Let me guess. He struck out both times.
Yeah, of course. Only saw two pitches in the zone in the combined at-bats.
Oh, that's
Two combined, yeah.
that's like Javi Baez 2023. He's doing a Baez. Oh, you know how there's like a Maddox where it's like the complete game under 100 pitches?
Yeah.
There should be the Baez where it's a strikeout on no pitches in the zone.
A golden sombrero.
No, the Golden Sombrero is 4 Ks in a game.
Yeah.
But a Baez is striking out with no pitches in the zone.
I like that. We can trademark that. If for some reason either of us are ever looking at someone's at bat, we can bring it up, which is not going
Internet
to
is a
happen.
strange place.
It is. It definitely is.
Yeah.
You know what else has been strange? Max Muncy's numbers since
Transition.
putting on glasses. In 30, we put him on 30 games ago. His average went up 100 points. K rate cut in half, and he got 9 home runs in that stretch. I guess he just wasn't seeing the ball, literally.
I don't think it was worth it though, because he looks stupid now. He should take him off.
He does.
He looks like really stupid. Like, I'm not joking. He looks like the worst guy at a public gym ever. I don't like him. I don't like looking at him now. I used to like looking at him. I don't like him now.
He looks like the guy who comes up to you and goes, I can bench 400.
He looks like a guy who just got out of fucking spin class. You're like, calm down, hero. Like, oh, yeah, no,
I have a
but
guy who swims for 3 hours and calls it a workout.
what the swimming for 3 hours would kill you, Keaton? What are you talking about? Swimming's actually a great full body work. Are you stupid? What do you like? What's you beef with swimming? Do you not like Michael Phelps?
What?
Why don't you
Why?
like swimming? Some of Canada's best athletes are swimmers.
Why'd you bring up Michael Phelps then?
He's a swimmer.
He's American.
I know that.
You just said,
He's from Baltimore.
okay, you just said some of Canada's best athletes and then went with
They are.
Michael Phelps.
I never said Michael Phelps was one of Canada's best athletes.
Okay.
So, Summer McIntosh, Penny Alexiak, you just don't like what?
Why do you know?
Because I care about women in sports, Keaton. Okay, they both set like records for gold medals.
Okay, that's
Maybe
that's
maybe
very
someone who
impressive.
supports our country.
I,
Do you really think that swimming for 3 hours isn't a workout?
no, it just wasn't a joke that landed.
Because it would literally, I would die if I had to swim in a pool for 3 hours. I would just die.
Okay.
You could
No,
drag,
I don't disagree with you.
drag my waterlogged corpse on your next week if you want. God, what a terrible joke! I'm gonna make that joke next week, and it's gonna be funny. I'm
Do you
gonna
want to do the pitching matchups?
No, I want to talk about the Jays.
Okay, let's hear it.
The Jays have won 7 of 8.
Yeah.
They're tied for a wild card spot.
Yeah.
They're gonna fuck this up.
Of course.
They're gonna fuck this up. Here's what's gonna happen though. They're gonna fuck this up like that. They'll be around 500 from now till the midway point, end of July. Gonna fuck it up in August. Gonna redeem themselves in September. Ultimately miss the playoffs by 2 games. That's where I'm at.
Buy at the deadline and have it amount to nothing.
Yeah, but they don't ever buy properly. They buy weirdly.
Or just sell the entire farm system like 2015.
No, they won't do that. They won't do that.
No,
Just,
I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that's what they have done.
I think they're gonna make a bunch of consequential moves. That's my prediction.
Like just depth guys.
Depth
A
guys,
bullpen
'cause
piece.
I don't feel like there's not a lot you can tinker with because like the lineup's pretty full with the emergence of Addison Barger.
And you'll get Varsho back, assuming he stays healthy.
Yeah, it's a big fucking assumption. Santander, get him out of town. I hate that guy.
Was it a 5-year contract? He's still there for...
4 years. So, am I back in the win column with these pitching matchups?
Is this a question?
No, it's rhetorical.
It is very rhetorical. You know how
week of you. Back to within a week.
Do you know how rhetorical it is? We didn't even need to put in Jesus Luzardo's numbers.
Well, I can pull them up for you if you want. Yeah. So I chose Crochet versus who was supposed to be Spencer Strider.
Yeah.
Actually ended up being Bryce Elder, which is fine because he still pitched very well. But Crochet was great. 7 innings, only 5 hits, 1 earned, 12 Ks, 2 walks. He pitched extremely well. And Strider was replaced by Bryce Elder. 5 1/3, 6 hits, 3 earned, 4 Ks, and 3 walks. Keanen, how did Chad Patrick do?
You know, Chad Patrick had a legit good start to the point that I saw an Instagram post the other day saying, oh, the Brewers pitching lab have done it again. He went 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and 6 strikeouts in Philly against their offense. Jesus Luzardo, on the other hand, 3 1/3, 12 earned runs.
The shocking thing is he gave up 12 hits, 12 earned runs.
Yeah.
Like, he gave up 2 touchdowns with missed extra points. That's the way that I would say it.
When we were joking about this last week, I would have assumed the numbers were inverted. Like, Chad Patrick allowed 12.
Especially with Philly's offense and how potent it's been.
Like, Chad Patrick was the gamble. That was the guy who was like, oh, I hope he can have an average start, and then maybe I win.
Well, Hoskins hit 2 homers. Who was expecting that?
It's his return to Philly. He did that last year.
Yeah. He's been out of Philly for a bit.
Yeah.
But, hey, I'm back now. I'm down 3-4, but I'm feeling good. Next week I have Bowden's bump day and Joe Ryan going Sunday morning. Bowden Francis is probably going to throw a no-hitter, honestly. I'm going to call it now.
You're back on the Bowden Francis train?
No, I think he sucks, but he's going to throw a no-hitter.
Okay. You know, I'm not gonna chirp you because we saw what Chad Patrick did last week.
Hey, we never know with these pitch. We have some special juju and some vibes.
Watch out for Joe Ryan though. He might allow 12 earned.
No, Joe Ryan's been pitching great. He's maybe been their best starter this year in Minnesota.
You could have argued that for Jesus Luzardo with the way he had been throwing before that outing, though.
Yeah, but Luzardo, spoiler alert, got shelled by the Jays today.
Yeah, that is also true. That's
And the Jays
back-to-back
suck.
bad starts. That's
And
a
the Jays
trend.
suck. Yeah.
That's a trend.
Yeah. Two is a trend. I mean, he's that Miles Straw, take him behind the woodshed and spank him.
I've got a different matchup. 2 struggling offenses throwing out their best pitcher there.
Wow.
Chris Bubich of the Kansas City Royals. He's been insane this year. True breakout. A great low ERA, low strikeout, ground ball pitcher going up against the White Sox Shane Smith, who has been a bright spot for this organization, sub-3 ERA, decent strikeout numbers, against a team that doesn't hit home runs, doesn't hit the ball hard that much. Should have a good outing there.
You've taken this matchup to the next level because you're looking at their opponents too. I normally don't do that. Normally I'm just like, who am I vibing with?
I needed a bounce back after that Luzardo one. I had to put in a couple minutes of thought.
Wow. Because the Jays' offense is red hot. They might scorch Joe Ryan. Fuck!
But it's also the Jays. They could score one run in that series.
It is the Jays. True. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it. No.
You got to stick with it. We already said it. There's no going back.
Okay. I'll remember that for when you want to change yours.
Okay, yeah, you're allowed to hold me to that.
Do we want to jump into the standings now?
Of course, it's the best part of the show.
Absolutely. We can talk about the best division in baseball and professional sports, the American League East. I'm back to calling it that. Oh my God. Dude, it's been such a long week. I'm so tired. Let me do that again. I'm so sorry. I'm genuine. All right.
Run it back.
We can start with the American League East, the best division in professional sports. The Yankees still atop 38-23, showing honestly no signs of fading. The Rays will fade. The offense isn't good enough, folks. They are 33-29, 5.5 games back. No one's catching the Yankees. The Jays 33-29, a lot better recently. 7 of their last 8, as we mentioned earlier. The Red Sox 30-34, a super disappointing campaign, which you and I would be talking about a lot more if it wasn't for the Orioles being 25-36, but they've been a lot better lately. They're on a 6-game heater right now. But the division's so weird. Like, I'm really excited for Boston, New York. That's going to be good. But am I crazy for saying I can see the Jays come second here? I can see Toronto coming second in this division.
If the offense, and that's the only question mark for the Blue Jays, because they'll go score 12 one day and 0 the next. If the offense has some form of consistency throughout the summer, maybe Santander finds his power again. They could.
If Santander can't hit, then this team is really screwed because
he was supposed to be your number 4 hitter. He was supposed to be that big power guy, clean up when Vladdy doesn't put one out. And it just hasn't panned out at all. He hasn't been bad. He's been horrible. Atrocious.
He's been a negative player. He's been like a net negative.
They've been better with him off the field. Look at the last 10, 8-2.
100%. It's hard to disagree with that. We would be better off if we had like Ryan Goins from 2015 DHing. Saying like it's one thing if you're underperforming a contract, but when you're underperforming a major league level player, that is 2 completely separate things. Especially when you're getting paid 40 racks a year.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to figure it out. If Santander does figure it out, though, watch out. This offense can really do damage.
And they could be a wild card team. This race is completely open. They're tied for the last spot.
The American League is completely wide open. The AL is wide open.
There is the 3 teams within a half game of that 3rd spot.
Yeah, no. And it's going to be like that down the entire stretch.
I hope it is. It's a wild card race for a reason.
Yeah, hey, there's a reason they call it the wild card. Like that? You like that one? You like that one?
The National League East. The best pitching staff in baseball, the New York Mets, only allowed 209 runs so far this season with a 39-24 record. Juan Soto's starting to get his swagger back, doing the shuffle again in the box. See if the offense is consistent. Also see how Francisco Lindor does over the next week or 2 playing with a broken pinky toe. Philadelphia, a game and a half behind them. They're 37-25, 3-7 in their last 10. That's brutal. You don't seem shocked though, because you hate the Phillies team.
No. I don't hate I don't hate the Phillies. I hate the Phillies team, because to me, that team is comprised of front runners. That's all that team is front runners.
Yeah.
Like, they are the Lob City Clippers.
They were built to win in 2022, and it's 2025.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, I've never seen, like, you see a lot of hype and a lot of, like, puffing the chest out and a lot of fight when they're up, but when things are going wrong, it just feels like they get so deflated. Like, they don't seem to be like, and as much as we joke about the Mets and the power of friendship, the Mets seem to be able to fight their way back into games. You don't see that from the Phillies. They can do it in June every year, but they never fight their way back in playoff games.
They're one of those offenses, they'll go and score 8 against your Blue Jays game 1, then 2 combined across the next 2 games.
I think they're the closest thing we have to the Toronto Maple Leafs in baseball.
All right.
They're the Toronto Maple Leafs. They are the Lob City Clippers. They are the Aaron Rodgers Packers. Only they actually never won. They're just front runners. As soon as you stand up to them, they fold.
Now, third in this division, it's not Atlanta. It is the Washington Nationals, 29-33 on the backs of James Wood. Atlanta, 27-34. A positive run differential though, because they don't allow that many runs. They just can't score.
Don't score a lot of them either, though. That's the issue.
It's a lot of solo home runs and bases loaded walks because you don't know how to put one in the gap when there's a runner on second. But
Okay, Keanen, are you okay? Do you want to? How are you doing?
it's frustrating because it's just there's so much talent on the team, and then fucking I don't even remember his name. The stupid manager just goes, "Oh yeah,
Snitker.
Snitker." He's like, we're a good team. We're just not playing like a good team." Well, thanks.
That's like the Billy Bean from Moneyball. If he's a good hitter, then why doesn't he hit good? If you're a good team, then why don't you play good? You're not a good team then. There's a difference between being a talented team and being a good team.
Yeah, he should have been gone last week when Smith Shawver got hurt because
Snitker should have. You calling for his head on a spike?
he should have been fired or the pitching coach because Strider was telling them that Smith Shawver doesn't look good. He looks like something's hurting, and went back out there for the next inning. Snitker went out, did his post-game conference. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on with him. I didn't see that.
Wow.
And then Smith Shawver, season-ending elbow surgery. So
That is devastating. Who's in last in the division? Can I guess?
there's one team here.
Yeah, one team. Can I guess? It's the Miami Marlins.
It is the Miami Marlins,
Safest
and
bet
let's
of all
hope it
time.
stays that way. They're 23-37.
Keanen, trust me, it will. I want to talk about one.
I
want to
didn't
talk
think-
about one.
We
I
didn't
wanna
think
go-
Atlanta would be doing this bad, though, to be fair.
Very true. I want to say one thing. The Mets are 24-7 at home.
Yeah.
They are dominating any opposition.
Hey, when you bring in a talent like Juan Soto, the fans show up, you got that extra motivation behind you, you're going to play better at home.
I think if you go to Citi Field and you win a game, you're probably feeling really good about yourself. You're
Yeah, and
probably
then get the
feeling
hell
like
out
you
of
got a
that town quickly.
sweep. Yeah, and you get the hell out of New York ASAP because Grimace is coming. We'll move to the AL Central now, where the Tigers are still on top, 41-23, as Keanen predicted last year, as you all know. The Twins, 34-28, they're going to fade. Trust me, don't worry about it. The Guardians, they're going to fade. Trust me, don't worry about it. 33-28. I don't understand how they were ever winning games, to be honest. And the Royals, who are 33-30, will finish second in the division. I've seen the script. The White Sox, 20-43, but I'll say the White Sox are fighting the good fight right now. They're still hanging in there.
They're only a couple games behind the Athletics now.
Yeah, well, I think we all got a bit enamored and kind of caught up in the whole Athletic story. And we were like, oh yeah, they cannot pitch.
No.
Like they have
Awful
no.
pitching.
We're like, wow, Jose Severino solves all their pitching problems. No, he solves them
No,
kind
he
of
does
sometimes.
not.
Once every, he solves their pitching kind of sometimes once every 5 games.
Yeah. There are 3 teams in the MLB who have not lost 10 games at home. Detroit and Minnesota being 2 of them.
Well, Minnesota.
You can at least give them that.
The stat that you read off was accurate. That's as close as I'll get.
Thanks for confirming. Thanks for
Yeah, no,
confirming.
hey, that's big fact checking over here.
Yeah. Hey, Detroit though still first in the MLB.
The offense is the surprising part of it. The pitching we know is good.
Yeah.
The offense is so good.
It's only going to get better too.
Well, we'll see.
It will. Don't doubt me for a third time.
Yeah,
with
I
this
can't. I
team.
can't. You know what? You've just been so right about this. I just need to trust you.
All right. NL Central though, and no one is disagreeing with this offense being good. The Chicago Cubs, 356 runs scored. They're 39-23, 5 games up on the St. Louis Cardinals, 34-28. Milwaukee, they finally clicked. They've got it going. 34-29, 9-1 in their last 10. It was a big win streak for them.
Fucking Reds.
Cincinnati, your Reds, 30-33. They're just fading.
Figure it out.
They're not fading. They're just staying.
They're
A couple
staggering.
games under 500.
2 years in a row, they're just kind of doing nothing.
You thought Francona would have been the answer. There's still time, but it's
They're
looking a
running
little
out of
bleak.
time. I said
You
there was
are
time.
running out of
They're
time.
running out of time.
You,
They're 5 games back of the wild card. Like, get your ass in gear and start going. Like, it's not like they're better at home or better away or better against bad. They're just
Mid.
middle of the road.
Mid.
Again, there's a difference between a talented team and a good team. They're a talented team.
Hmm.
They're not a good team.
Pittsburgh,
Fucking,
23 and 39.
it's
That's
the
all that I
biggest
have to
piece of
say.
it's the biggest piece of dog shit I've ever
Oh,
seen.
actually, I saw a stat.
Oh,
Paul Skeens has allowed 19 earned runs in his 13 starts.
how many games of those have they won?
4. Yeah, I think it was like 2 days ago. He went 8 innings, 1 earned run, and they lost 3-0.
My
And you
brain's
just,
kind of broken. I
it's
don't
this
even.
is like
I didn't even know that stat. That's horrible.
this is like 2018 Jacob DeGrom.
2018 DeGrom numbers. Yeah, that's that's bad. Well, do you remember Shelby Miller?
His one good year.
Yeah, but he was like 5 and 17 because
Yeah, I
they had
remember
no
that because
runs.
I was with the Braves.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was with the Braves.
Traded him 1-for-1 for Dansby Swanson
That's insane.
right after the Diamondbacks picked him first overall.
That was a fleece job. But yeah, that's embarrassing for the Pirates. But they're an embarrassing organization, so this is nothing new to them.
Yeah.
AL West. Let's move on. The NL Central is just really weird. I
Mhm.
I like talking about it, but I also don't like talking about it. Astros, 33 and 28. They're playing Pittsburgh right now. The Mariners, 32 and 29. They've let it slip once again. They've let the division lead that they built up slip to the Astros, who surged late. The Rangers are hanging around 29 and 34. The Angels kind of better than I thought, actually, 28 and 33. They're doing better than I thought they would. And the Athletics, 24 and 40 on a historically bad stretch of games.
Did you see Mike Trout's home run?
I did see Mike Trout's home run.
We need Matt Vasgersian back calling games in the playoffs.
Give me your best Santa Maria right now.
Santa Maria! I can't yell that loud. There's other things going on in the house.
That was embarrassing for you, by the way.
Okay, do better.
Santa Maria!
Yeah, that was better.
It was better. I can speak Mexican, I'm way better. But I think the story about this division is how good the Astros pitching has been. Because we knew going into the year and how bad not bad, but how average the Mariners pitching has been. Because do you remember you and I were talking earlier in the season about how much the Astros needed pitching?
Yeah.
They've kind of just figured it out. They've kind of just solved it in-house by just pitching better. Which is a lot more like you laugh, but they've just started pitching a lot better. The pitching has just gotten better.
Well, Hunter Brown's been a Cy Young candidate all year.
He has been a stud.
Legit been a
But the
stud.
bullpen's been really good too. Like they're just doing it like they're doing this by committee.
Yeah.
And they've just kind of turned it on in the way that only good organizations can do. They've just flipped the switch.
Just figure it out.
Well, yeah, it's like again, good teams have that gear that they can hit sometimes, and just kind of like, okay, like downshift now. We need to kind of start our push. That's what the Astros are in right now.
Yeah.
And it took them, and they got to it a lot quicker this year than last year.
Yeah. Jeremy Pena is finally breaking out for them.
Well, I mean, didn't he win ALCS MVP?
Yeah, but he didn't do anything the following year. Everyone thought he was the next the
True.
next
No,
big
this is
thing.
true. Is Michael Harris just Jeremy Pena?
Well, no, because Jeremy Pena is playing well now. He's also absolutely shredded.
True.
They look different.
Are you calling Harris fat?
No.
Is he like
No.
skinny fat? He's just not shredded, but he's not fat.
No. Yeah. They're
He's
doing
not
this with
overweight. He's just not in shape. Okay.
they're doing this with Yordan Alvarez being hurt too.
Yeah,
So-
everybody's dark horse MVP candidate every year.
Every year.
I
Can
mean,
he do it? No, because he doesn't play the field.
Yeah, he doesn't. Well, it's not stopping Shohei, but Jordan hits them 5 bases. So
Yeah. Texas, 9 road wins.
the offense has been horrible. The offense is a
Yeah.
joke. The pitching's been phenomenal, like up there with the best in the league. The offense has been some of the worst in the league. Which
Yeah.
going into the year, we expected the complete opposite because of how talented their hitters are.
Well, also because that's been the story like each of the past few years. When they won the World Series, it was like they did it with that pitching staff.
Nathan Eovaldi turned into Superman for like a month.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing it again.
He is. He's pitching very well.
Yeah. This is the one team. If any team under 500 can get it going, it's the Texas Rangers because the offense should be better.
Not the Colorado Rockies.
I didn't want to say the obvious one.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, of course.
Speaking of which, I guess we should go over that division. On top, Los Angeles Dodgers. We all saw this coming. They're 38-25 though. No, that's a good record. San Diego,
We can't
35
hate
and
them. We're trying
26.
to, but we can't hate. Like they're still so fucking good.
I know it's hard. Like, you can try and they lost by 10 runs. Like, okay,
No, they're still the best team in the league.
yeah, they'll still win 100 games. San Francisco just took 2 out of 3 from San Diego. They're 35 and 28, 3 games out of the lead in the West. Arizona back to 500 after a 6-run comeback against the Atlanta Braves today. They've won 4 straight, 31 and 31 on the year. Allowing 320 runs is not acceptable, though, for a team that wants to be competitive. The Colorado Rockies, 12 and 50. It's a 194 win percentage. 6 wins on the road, 6 wins at home.
They're consistent.
They haven't scored 200 runs yet. One of 2 teams not to do that, including the Pittsburgh Pirates. They've allowed 377 runs.
And the great stat, they have 6 wins on teams with above 500 record, 6 wins against teams with a below 500 record.
Wow.
They're even. I mean, look.
Balanced.
I'll keep it short with the Rockies. They're the worst hitting team in the league and the worst pitching team in the league.
Well, the Athletics exist. If we're going simply off, if you think they'll be worse come year's end, that's a fair argument.
I think they will.
Okay, yeah, but based off of runs allowed right now, it is the Athletics.
Fair enough. That's fair. Okay. But they have the worst pitching staff in the league. They have the least pitching talent.
But hey, Kyle Freeland. They've got Kyle Freeland.
Kyle Freeland's decent, man. Okay, I'm telling you. Do you want to talk about Brandon Pfaadt throwing a yes hitter?
Oh,
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Everybody got a hit. Literally, and then he pulled it. He lasted, I think.
And he didn't get an out, I don't think.
Yeah, that's why it's a yes hitter, because
Yeah.
everybody got a hit. I think he didn't. I think he made it through like 6 or 7 hitters, and he just got fucking shelled. Because his stuff is so good, but I mean, Arizona does have one of the best offenses in the league, but if they can't pitch, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And Burns' elbow is done. It's fried.
Well, yeah, that doesn't look good. At least it wasn't Tommy John. I gotta say something positive about this team because I was so high on them coming into the year.
Corbin Carroll.
Man. He's still doing it. He is still doing it.
He's still the man, but he can't pitch. So that's a serious problem.
These games against Washington, 11-7 loss, 9-7 loss, 9-6 loss.
It's a waste. It's a waste.
A 14-12 loss against Colorado. 14-11 loss to the Dodgers. We know what the problem is.
It's pitching. It's pitching. And I mean, this is what happens when your owner is beefing Jordan Montgomery instead of signing more pitchers.
They did sign. They brought in Corbin Burns. They brought in 2 starters last year. They brought in another one this year, and the bullpen's just been left out to dry.
Yeah, the bullpen is a joke.
Zac Gallen's also fallen off a cliff this year. But when they do get a good start, the bullpen doesn't hold it up.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is, the bullpen can do well when the starters get shelled, but if the starter's doing well and the bullpen's not clicking, then you have a serious problem. And the pitching staff as a whole, starters, relievers, closers, everything like that, they just feel so out of sync.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can get going before the Reds, at least. The Reds are obviously going to get going. We all know that. But I mean, look, inevitably St. Louis will fade. Milwaukee, I think, is going to get stronger. If you're Arizona, I wouldn't want to fall 5 games back.
No, it's early enough to say they can come back. Teams have come back from worse, and they're still only 3.5 games behind San Francisco, they've fallen flat. Other than winning those 2 straight games against San Diego, since that month of April, they've been a 500 baseball team.
Yeah, but if they play 500 the rest of the way, that might be good enough to get them in the wild card spot.
They would be 7 games above 500, but that's a big if.
Yeah, I think they can do it though. They know how to win. Like their pitching staff is really good.
Yeah. It's just, it is
Offensively,
the
there's a lot of
offense
question
with them.
marks. Well, Adamas is hitting a lot better though now lately, so
Is he? I haven't taken a look.
I believe he is. Someone told me at work that he is. Which
Okay.
probably means that they watched one game and he had like a hit.
Hitless in his last three.
Well, someone at work lied to me then. By someone at work, I mean someone who texted me. So, no. Yeah, I think the Giants and the Cardinals will fade a little bit, but I think the Giants have more staying power than the Cardinals.
Yeah, because it's a more proven pitching staff.
Well, yeah, and Logan Webb is the man. Again, every
Yes.
dark horse NL Cy Young candidate every single year.
And Robbie Ray is back to his Cy Young form.
Yeah, Robbie Ray's been really, really good. Like, back to Jay's Robbie Ray.
Yeah. But yeah, there's still a lot of teams in that race, too. A lot of teams in the American League.
It's just
Wild
too early to
card
make a lot
race.
of judgments about the wild card race because there's so many ups and downs that go through it every year, right? So
Yeah.
all you can do is position yourself as best you can for August and then go, 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 go.
Yeah, what post-trade deadline, it is another league based off of what you bring in.
100%.
The Diamondbacks
100%, that's
pick
true.
up
Yep.
2-3 relievers, get hot.
You can do a lot of great things with hot bats and a deep bullpen.
Yeah, and the bats have been hot for 3 straight months.
Yeah.
Or
Well, hey,
two.
just look at the Tigers last year. Hot bats and a deep bullpen can get you anywhere.
It does. It gets you to the almost the ALCS.
Yeah.
But I think on that note, we will wrap this episode up. It is, well, it's June now for the MLB season. We will see you guys again next week.
With updated power rankings for next week.
Yes,
We did not get to those this week because we're very lazy. But
That's
next
right.
Week, next
We
week,
will get to them.
we'll have updated
We
power
will get to
rankings.
them.
Yes.
See you next week.